my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon to new moon in June 2023. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons. Mal, for short, they are my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998. By the way, like the new music? I do, I love it. Underworld Catwalk. I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There is a Kindle version available. You can click on the link and preview a good chunk of it for free, including the dedication to my Cancerian sun sign mother, who I chat with pretty much every single day. And I'm always here to serve my Cancerians. So yeah, click the link, check it out if you want to. There are chakras involved, there are chakras in the reading. It's actually broken down into chakra chapters, Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, but the original version, which is like a Fellini film festival compared to the Kindle version. Well, that one's over on Patreon. Some of my subscribers get that, some don't, but all of my subscribers, at the time of this recording, Seeker, Human, Hero, Angel, Witch, Immortal, Mystic, God, Goddess is the top tier that gets everything on the platform, but all of my subscribers get 3 things in common. Number 1, all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s on YouTube, and there are a lot of them. I've been doing them for a while. They also get a daily check-in with me every day, an unlisted YouTube live stream link allowing us to chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a meditation, something to send us on our way. My favorite way to start the day and sets me up for all that I need to do as the president of Drawing the Circle Productions and all that jazz. We have just added, at the time of this recording, a 7-day free trial for Seeker. The first level, $3 a month. So do check it out. You can't get the significant third thing, which is a significant discount on private sessions with me. I almost forgot that one. 3 is a magic number. Yeah, go check it out. Click the link and come play Channel on Patreon. Try it for 7 days. I think you'll like it because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. And my mother just recently called me Mal. Can you believe that? Totally, she did. She said, yes, I'm Mal's mother. 2 friends up in Saratoga at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. So that's just the coolest thing ever. I'm calling that my Lady Gaga moment. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, let's get down to business, shall we? This is an 8-card draw. So let's do some explanation to the new Cancerians and the cross watchers, and then we'll get down into divination. 8 cards, 1 card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints. Really could do it for anything, but we're looking at a 2-week period, a waning moon from full to new, and we'll talk about that. Let's get that out of the way. Let's talk about that now. I am a Virgo, was raised by a Cancerian teacher, so you know I got my bullet points in alignment as it will. Let's look at this 2-week period. We start with a Sagittarius full moon on Saturday, June 3rd, 11:42 p.m. I am in New York now. I've been saying it for each reading, and I will continue throughout the series. For me, the witching hour is from 11:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. every day and tonight, or night and today actually. So that one in particular, 11:42 p.m. is going to fit right in that window, and I'm going to do some candle magic. See, I use the stuff in my Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign reads for the 5-card draw, work on it a little bit, starting at the new moon, and then I cast for the whole thing at the full, because when the moon rides at her peak, then ye hearts desire seek. Those are the 5-card draws. These are now, you wait 3 days, right? Enjoy the full moon vibe of it, right? Particularly in Sagittarius, that seems lovely. But then the waning starts to kick in, the releasing, the letting go, the weeding the garden, the cleaning the house, if you will, energetically, to then plant a seed at the new moon, which in this case will be in Gemini on Sunday, June 18th, 12:37 a.m. So figure, again, right in that orb. I'm going to wait until 12:37 a.m. Eastern Time, because the moon will then go void, of course, at 2:24 a.m. So it's a window of opportunity opportunity if you want, or you can wait until the moon is in Cancer, your sign, 6:58 a.m. Eastern. So you could really do both. You could do one for Gemini, you know, a little spell, a little something, a little intention, a little magic for yourself, and then do it again when you wake up in the morning. Just catch a little nap in between. That might be what I'm doing. So in between those 2 days of note, some astrological things. Venus is entering Leo on June 5th, just to mention it. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you're cross-watching, we'll talk about cross-watchers in a minute. Pluto goes into Capricorn. That could be tricky because it's your opposite sign, and that happens on June 11th, just to be aware of that. Then Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius on the 17th of June, and that would be in the dark moon, the 3 days before new moon, which would be the next day, the 18th. So there could be, like, that's the thing. That's why I do the shadow work indicated in my 8-card draws. You bet I do. Virgo Sun, Pisces Moon, Leo Rising, Venus, and Libra. I absolutely do. And I bring them all together. So it's at least I'm doing, you know, I'm practicing what I teach, what I divine, whatever. So it's a very, very interesting timeline. I would say, though, you know, Pluto and Capricorn, that's a big deal. And it would be opposing you at some point. So just to keep that in mind moving forward, check with your local astrologer, you know, buy local, I don't know. I'm not an astrologer, I just speak the language like an ambassador from Tarot Town. So look, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. Crosswatchers, you have the opportunity for some understanding, insight, empathy, and sympathy for what your Cancer and your cross-watching for might be going through, right? And if you work with the Archangel, because we're using the Archangel Fire Oracle, or the guidance given by Lord Ganesh to remove obstacles, or the Divine Animals Oracle, there's so many things that you can do as a cross-watcher to help support and help the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, all of them heal. That's what unity is about. And essentially, shadow work is not fun. It really isn't. It's the stuff we don't want to deal with, we don't want to look at. And that's why we're going to be using the language of spiritual alchemy with archetypes and all of that stuff, chakras and all of that, to make this a little bit easier to digest, as it were. So, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I will give you the best that I can to help the Cancerian collective and their cross-watchers do the shadow work, release the 3 atoms in between lead and gold on the periodic table, and to develop the soul power they're contracted to do. Maybe there are 4 different ones, maybe all 4 point to the same thing. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So the shift from all that explanation, my new Cancerians and cross-watchers, welcome to the divination, what we're all here really for, including me. That shift happens in the still point. So let's go there. You ready? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. Using the Caroline Mace archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and crosswatchers who are watching this video and who are drawn to this reading. Please, beloved one, what is the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra hovering over the head of the Cancerians and the crosswatchers, sending down the codes so that they will shift all of the chakras underneath it. So it will shift their electromagnetic dynamics, what they attract and what they repel, so they have the opportunity and the free will to no longer delay what cannot be prevented, to shift their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, their toxic to healthy. This full to new, June 2023. And we've got the Advocate archetype, an action family archetype. I love that. It's about compassion in its light. But I tell you this now, Carolyn Mace, MYSS, she's a PhD. Those are her cards. Read sacred contracts. really transformative work in my life. And I had it in the original hardcover, right? So look when it was published. That's when I started reading it. The Advocate is about action, the action you take in the world. And as lovely as an archetype may sound, is as toxic as it is in its lead, and as horrible as it sounds in its lead, is as brilliant as it is in its gold. So 3 atoms in between these. Chakras are involved. The shadow attribute, the lead, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. We've been seeing it forever on the planet. So if it's in the outer, there's something inside of us that needs to shift that. But here's the beauty of the gold. Inspires you to put compassion into action, and compassion is a fusion of love and wisdom. Now, love, wisdom, and power is the threefold flame of the heart, so this can be very empowering, but that's the choice you make. You have free will to put compassion into action or not in any way, shape, or form. All right, so the next 4 chakras down, we're going to pull 1 card from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, because it's feminine energy, goddess energy, yin dynamic, the world behind your eyes, and particularly for Cancers. Remember, I was raised by one. We can't really tell what's going on behind your eyes unless you tell us, right? All them glows and shells and whatnot, right? Very intuitive, very empathic, and so you should have, strong shell, sharp claws as needed for your boundaries and all. But this would be what you need to know. And if it's a major arcana, it's all 4 chakras. But even when that is the case, there's usually one that empathically pops for me, and I'll call it out if I feel it. Ready? This should be fun. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Goddess override. As I call upon my goddesses of water, the sign of Cancer, powers of the West, please, beloved goddesses of cardinal, creative, water, 1 card in clarity for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who were drawn to this video, intuitively led to this reading. What do they need to be aware of? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, yin dynamic, world behind their eyes to alchemize. The Advocate, throat chakra minimum, the choice, the willpower, the decision to alchemize, to heal, to release, and no longer delay, to expedite what cannot be prevented with the Advocate in the 8th. This full to new. Woohoo! Major Arcana card, celebration, the card of judgment, a revelation. All 4 at once, but I would say certainly crown chakra, third eye, right? That something is revealed to you. Like in the 90s, they had, you could still find them, they had these kind of like digitally organized pictures that if you looked at it one way, I was like, oh, that's interesting. But if you looked at it long enough, something would pop out, like a lion or something, right? So it was there all along. It was Agatha all along, right? So this looks like women circle dancing on a mountain, right? Around a central point, women's gathering kind of vibe. But they're dancing on the belly of the Great Mother, and we always are, right? There are certain things that are always the truth, no matter what we think may be going on. So something is revealed to you on the inside. And yeah, I would say with the Advocate putting compassion into action, then there's definitely an opening of the heart here. In other words, I could feel all 4 of those might start in the crown, the third eye, right? You choose, you say, all right, I'll do my best, and out it comes into the heart chakra. Something is revealed to you. That's lovely. The final judgment, right, before you take action. That does make sense. So the Mythic Tarot will give us the masculine energy. Looking at yourself from the outside in like a mirror, or you're looking from the inside out at your relationships in the world, your relationship to yourself, your relationship to other individuals, relationships to people, places, and things. And remember, mirroring happens. And there is a link in the description box. Greg Braden, the 7 Essene Mirrors. The Essene Mirrors is written in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's a good 2-hour workshop, free on YouTube. Check it out, because there's more than just you spot it, you got it. That's a little simplistic, and I think we need to evolve that a bit more. And since the ancients already knew, hey, clues, tips, and hints, you take them where you get them, let's look at the masculine dynamic. Please take a nice deep breath. Ooh, still point. Very still point. As I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Cancer, powers of the West, please, beloved gods of cardinal, creative, water, 1 card in clarity for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, who were drawn to this reading, what do they need to be aware of? lower 3 chakra, outside in, inside out, to alchemize the advocate. This full to new. Whoa, 2 of Cups. Have we wandered into Romanceville? Maybe not, because this is about putting compassion into action. That could be anything. Something is revealed to you from within. But I would say if I was going to give this one of them 3 chakras, I would say 2nd chakra, the sacral chakra, for sure. One-on-one relationships, the umbilical cord that you have, 2nd chakra to another person. This is the myth of Eros and Psyche. This is how they met. He was supposed to kill her, pricked himself on one of his golden arrows, fell madly in love. Oopsie. They get married in the 3 of Cups. It does not go well, but it does turn out well at the end. So look, this is an emotional bond you have with somebody. Your 2nd chakra intuition will tell you what you're ready for. 2s always point to a choice, maybe not a life-changing decision. That tends to be major arcana and specific ones. But from the outside looking in, this could be romantic, or it could be a heart bond, but a heart bond with somebody one-on-one, right? And so you would put your compassion into action in that way, but remember, it is your choice. I would say do not choose. It's okay to not know. Sometimes no choice is the right choice, but you got to feel that out. Your 2nd chakra will give you yes or no answers. You just have to learn its language. Okay, real quick. Pop lesson, not even a quiz, right? If you think about somebody that you're really attracted to, and you just imagine them just smiling at you, and your 2nd chakra goes, it grunts, right? It goes, yeah. But if it's somebody that, I don't know, you'd rather be nibbled by rats, and you imagine them hitting on you, and you can feel it goes, right, it wants to leave out the back of your spine. Like, that's a yes-no, and you can use it for more than that. You can use it in all sorts of yes or no things, but usually in relationship to another thing, even money, right? So moment by moment. It's an interesting language to learn in your own energy field. Fascinating. All right, let's keep going. Those 3 atoms, if we think of them as obstacles, then we can certainly call upon the whispers of Lord Ganesh. Lord Ganesh, the elephant-headed Hindu god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, who I started a relationship with very seriously 25 years ago when I started drawing the Circle Productions, because I was working at Borders Books and Music in Bohemia. And the book First Thunder came out by MSI, Maharishi Sadashiva Ishaya, and I met the Ishaya monks. I did their first sphere workshop, and I ended up taking all 5 spheres. So Ganesh was great, big, huge for me in that process, and he's lovely. Let's see what he got to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Particularly with compassion, right? Still point. Beloved Ganesh, override. As I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesh, God of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, please. What is your guidance, your grace, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message to help the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers remove those 3 obstacles, those 3 atoms in between lead and gold, to alchemize the advocate in the 8th, revelation, celebration on the inner, and a 2 of Cups deal. This full to new. Understanding the I-E-Y-E of Ganesh. Understanding. Now, we just had that card of celebration and revelation. So I would say in terms of immediate action, there's a bit more going on the inside. Makes sense for a Cancerian. By the way, I have Cancer because I'm Leo rising. I have it in my 12th house. So I have all sorts of Cancerian crab powers I inherited from my mother and my grandmother on that side of the family, right? So I don't even understand all of them because it's in the 12th house, the collective unconscious and all that. So understanding comes bit by bit, like even understanding where people are at empathically. See, that's the thing about being an empath. So often we feel what other people are feeling. We don't realize we're just echo chambering it, and we take it personally. And the cell tissue says, oh, this is ours? Okay. And we hold on to it. There are other ways. I mean, it's what we're conditioned to do, right? Since jump on this planet. Can we please get to card number 13? Yes. Ready? Is this a one-pager? Yes. Ready? Breathe this in. This is lovely. Card number 13, understanding. Here we go. Clear vision is the gift of seeing with not only your physical eyes, but also with your spiritual eyes. There you go. Celebration, revelation, the judgment card, heart, third eye, crown. Definitely third eye. The Eye of Ganesha symbolizes the state of grace that is reached through your willingness, throat chakra, just saying, to do your spiritual work in this lifetime. As you focus on your life lessons, you reclaim the true meaning of your being. You have the talent and determination to continue on this course before you. The Eye, again E-Y-E, holds the key to your higher consciousness and your gift of awareness. Look for the deeper meaning in ordinary experiences. Something's being revealed here. Work on being more observant. Remember to live in balance with your physical and spiritual bodies. Take the time to look at your current circumstances from a different perspective. Free yourself from limiting thoughts and beliefs. You are receiving an opportunity to move beyond your past. Accept that the fear from the past and even as you move forward serves a greater purpose. That's the lead hiding the gold. So that's why the alchemy, that's why the shadow work. It sucks, I know. But you're not just doing it for you, you're doing it for all of life, mothers of the zodiac, right? Imagine yourself soaring above this current situation and gaining a greater perspective. It is your ability to rise above the conditions that will benefit you and assist you in flourishing. Ganesha asks that you give yourself permission to be free in order to attain the joy that is your heart's desires. So, of course, when you see the unity, when you see it, right, you see, oh my goodness, we're all one. No wonder I've been feeling that in that person. Two of Cups, right? Something is revealed to you spiritually, but it's got to come from the crown down through the third eye. Yes, your one-on-one relationship with whoever or whatever this is the form, but the content is what this is about. Because as you see that, you'll say, oh my goodness, I get why compassion. Everybody is doing the best that they can. Everyone is fighting a hard battle. Be kind. It's in my book, Words of Grace. It's a quote. It's not mine, though. Yeah, I don't want to get sued. Although I have great lawyers. Anyway, so look, understanding. There is an understanding here, probably emotionally, empathically, too, to go, oh my God, they're in pain. Right? Otherwise, you know, what inspires you to put compassion into action, even if it's the healing of your own pain, to turn that compassionate action towards you, regardless of what the other person does, to get your own understanding. Pretty good for a cross-watcher read, too, I'm going to say. So, everyone has access to archangels. It's a long story. On angel stuff since 1990. And true celestial, outside of religious dogma and tradition, they are celestials. Everyone has access. Look at it this way. Your higher self is a guardian angel. Your guardian angel belongs to a group. The group is called an archangel, and then it goes up through the choirs, right? Mine, Archangel Ariel, is the archangel of Lyons, named after her. And she's not only an archangel, she's a virtue. She's actually a commander of the virtues. Kind of dig that. The archangel of nature, the archangel of wealth. So, who are you going to call? Because you got to call. You got to make that choice, right? To ask for help through prayer. Even just Googling the name of whatever archangel this is a step in a direction, and they take notice because they don't invade boundaries. They completely love us in ways that we can't even comprehend. So let's see who you got to call, Ghostbuster. Please take a nice deep breath. Whatever. I get away with so much because I have a good sense of humor. Still point. Archangelic override. As I call upon the pantheons of archangels for the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading may be guided to this reading by one particular archangel. Well, who is the archangel waiting in the wings with their wings ready to swoop in and help the Cancerian collective and the cross-watchers alchemize this advocate from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love, this full to new. You got the Irin twins. Well, they're called the twin Irin, I-R-I-N, but I call them the Irin twins. Yeah, I'm totally having a Happy Days flashback, right? Blind Justice, kind of, sort of. But the Irin twins here, what number is this? Card number 35. It's definitely a Gemini vibe. I mean, I'll give you that. Just straight out the gate. That's looking very, very Gemini to me. But this is a lovely card, as I remember. I just can't remember if it's about truth or justice, or I don't know, the American way. I don't know. They don't look like they're from Krypton. It's truth. Truth, not just what's true. The sun does not rise in the east and set in the west if the planet turns on an axis. Ours does. It just looks like it rises in the east and set in the west. Perception is not always truth. Shall we? Definitely element of air. You get it? Calling the archangel of the Aaron twins, the twin Aaron, you know, they're being formal, with Ganesh to help you, like, remove the obstacles through understanding with revelation, to open the compassion of your compassionate mother of the zodiac Cancerian heart. Sounds like a gig. Here we go. The mighty Aaron are a pair of twin angels who are said to reside in the sixth heaven, together with another set of twin angels known as the Qudasin, Q-A-D-D-I-S-I-N. The Aaron it's hard to say. The Aaron constitute the highest council of judgment in the heavenly courts. They are among 8 ultra-powerful angels which have a rank that is superior to even that of mighty Metatron, the voice for God. Good omens, you'll see what I mean. According to the Bible, the Aaron are known as the Watchers, and as Watchers, they are able to see the whole truth of every situation. In their oracle, they are shown as male and female philosophers or politicians from ancient Greece. Love me some Greeks, big time. Oh, Hera. There's even a thing here about blind justice. They are wearing blindfolds as a nod to Lady Justice, Themyscira, Wonder Woman reference. Princess Diana, please pick up the telephone of Themyscira. Let's not be weird about it. So when they are around, we rarely even able to hide from ourselves, right? So this is about blind justice. They see the larger holographic picture. All archangels do. But these in particular for truth, the message. Ask us to bring you clarity when truth evades you. We can help you discern the right choice when making an important decision, or when you are unsure of the highest course of action to take. With our help, anything remaining hidden will soon come swiftly to light. And that feels like that's going to happen inside of you. As a result of a Two of Cups relationship, again, it might be money, it could be anything that way in a general read, but one that puts your compassion into action. So that Two of Cups is very important because, yes, there are internal actions, but this feels like bringing truth and understanding with a compassion and an advocacy sense. That's really wonderful and exactly what the world needs more of. Rock. Okay. My favorite pantheon. The spirit animals and totems. We're going to use the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I get my authors confused. I suck at names. I have name aphasia, I think. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I lived through the 80s. Let's just give thanks. All right. Everybody's got spirit animals and totems. Let's see who's here to help. Please take a nice deep breath. Grounds it a bit too. Still point. Totemic override. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and drawn to this reading, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, offering them of their own free will to accept or deny the guidance, the grace, the protection, the wisdom, the power to alchemize, the advocate in the 8th, this full to new, the red-crowned crane. Red-crowned crane. It's hard to say red-crowned crane. It totally sounds like a speech exercise. Loyalty is your key word. Loyalty with royalty can get a little toxic. Royal loyalty is a weird word, right? Even that word, see it as neutral. Well, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. Where doth thy loyalties lie, my crab cakes? Hopefully not with Long John Silver, because, you know, they'll eat you. I do love a crab cake. And I do love my Cancerians on the whole. W-H-O-L-E. Let's not go there. Shall we? The red-crowned crane. Now, by the way, this red-crowned crane is forming this woman's headdress and dress. It's pretty. I don't know who designed that, but man, it's got lift, literally, in the air. Loyalty. The time has come to re-examine your loyalties. Are you able to be trusted? Or do you got some shady, shady shit going on? I added the shady, shady shit part. Are you able to be trusted? Keep your word if you give it. Take relationships slowly. That was a special effect just for you, my crabs. And make sure to build strong connections. What promises have you made and must keep? Interesting, right? Based on truth. Based on truth. To put compassion into action. If there's been some shady going on, you got to come clean if it's you. And if it's somebody else, whoever's on the other end of this Two of Cups vibe, they got to come clean. Loyalty. I'm going to read the magic. The red-crowned crane magic. It's just hard to say. I took lots of speech classes. That's why I don't sound like I'm from Long Island, unless it's late at night or had a couple of glasses of wine, possibly both. Crane magic is about loyalty and steadfastness. In this world of instant gratification isn't fast enough. Thank you, Carrie Fisher. In this world of instant gratification and short attention spans, perhaps the idea of loyalty is beginning to be a lost ideal. The graceful crane teaches us that remaining steadfast to those who deserve it is a positive ideal and something to treasure. Thinking carefully about our promises and keeping our word means that we become people to be trusted by others and ourselves. Like, it's much easier to trust yourself if you know you're dealing with truth to the best that you can. See, because when we're not in truth, or we don't speak the truth, or someone lies to us, whatever, there's deception, delusion, whatever, we're diverting from life, right? We're in an illusionary world. We're not in reality, at least in the present moment. And that's why emotionally to say, I hate this, is your truth in that moment. It's just not forever the truth. It's true in that moment. There's nothing wrong with something being true for now, right? So your loyalty to yourself in that, the more you are able to know, no, I am doing the best that I can, and I am being as authentic as I can, and if people's heads explode, their heads explode, right? I have to stand in truth here, because I think this understanding, right, the eye of Ganesh, with this revelation on the inside, in some kind of one-on-one relationship, and loyalty as a result, tricky, but your loyalty to your higher power, whatever you want to call it, right, that's up to you. Now, some of you who've been watching for a while might be, where's the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra card now? They moved it to the second to last card because it actually works better, which shows learning curve. I'm always willing to see it differently and do it differently. It keeps it fun for me too. So, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra, just one mantra to help you unify all this, particularly with the chakras. I find them helpful, but they do seem to be very, very helpful in alchemical work across the board, all of them. There are 52 of them. You could do one a week for a year, and I love Matt Kahn's work. The Love Revolution. I'm in. I just call it the plan for permanently peaceful people-populated paradise planet Earth, because I love alliteration. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's not take ourselves too seriously, shall we, darling? Still point. Ascended Master Override. I'll take that as a yes. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, please, I love when you guys do sound effects. It just tickles me all over. Beloved Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, please, one card in clarity. The perfect healing mantra for the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers who are watching this video. Perhaps you led to this reading. Perfect healing mantra to help them alchemize the Advocate in the 8th. Celebration on the inner, 2 cups on the outer. Understanding the Erin twins and the loyalty of the red-crowned crane. The perfect healing mantra, please. This of full to new. Sharing shame. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. This is a confessional thing. Throat chakra. The sacred truth of the throat chakra is surrender your will to the divine. This holy sacrament is confession, which is the psychological one. When you do in therapy, when you do with a friend, but obviously loyalty, right? The difference between confession and gossip is confidentiality. That's why I see these cords I wear them in all the readings. I wear them all the time, actually, pretty much. Those are my cords of vow. I vowed to take a vow. Oh, what a shock. Of confidentiality, that if if there's an agreement of confidentiality, that's it. Because otherwise, I would lose my magical powers, right? You know, it's the bargains, part of my contract, my bargains I have with the gods. So sharing shame takes immense vulnerability. But this is a very, very powerful shadow read mantra. I've had it several times for myself in Pisces, my Pisces moon. And if you're not ready to do this with another person, just do it to the divine first. At least that's what I do. And then they find me the person to do it with. Shall we? When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. When shame is shared, cycles of victimhood are permitted to heal as you find the courage to speak your truth. It's a throat chakra thing. You have a lot of choice and free will in this read. Since abuse and neglect can only be perpetuated in silence, it is your willingness to step forward and share your life story that helps transform each wound and inspire others to be set free. Compassion in action. Tell your story. Maybe not on social media day one, right? It's like you can write it, you could sing it, you could dance it, you could whatever to move it from the inside out here. But whoever this Two of Cups things plays a role, could be a healer, could be, you know, could be all sorts of, maybe you're hearing somebody's confession. Once your shame is shared, you are able to honor yourself with the heightened encouragement, worthiness, and validation that you deserve to receive, and we all do. We are carrying ancestral patterns and traumas going back to cave people. Let's keep it gender neutral, right? Let alone the stuff we got from society and our families of origin and growing up and, you know, just a nightmare. None of that's the truth of who we are. That's what we incarnated into. That's part of the job. That's part of the mission. So to free ourselves from it, really, it does take a step towards the divine. Every step towards the east is a step away from the west, say the Ashaya monks, probably in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali too. This mantra is ideal for revisiting past traumas, expressing your inner child, and finding self-acceptance. This is where I am right now. I'm still carrying trauma. So is everybody, except maybe a small handful of people like the Dalai Lama and, you know, people, you know, good on them. We're headed there eventually. If they can do it, we can get there too. But inner child work, right? Have loyalty to the truth of who you are. And absolutely, I would say pay attention to your second chakra. If my second chakra says no, I don't care who they are. If I've known them my whole life or if I just met them or, you know, somewhere in between, reason, season, or lifetime. If the answer is no, the answer is no. I don't care how hot you are. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care. You know, that's, you know, a romantic thing, but even in collaborating with people, right? If everything's good on paper, but then something comes out that's just like, bleh, the answer is no. The answer is no. Cross the legs, Virgo power. Virgo power, cross the legs. Sharing shame. Very therapeutic reading. So, our last card, our eighth card of the eighth card draw from the Blessed Bee, the mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower, but I consecrated and empowered the deck to the pantheons of all pantheons from all traditions, lineages, and cultures. This shows us the gold hidden within the lead if you just do the alchemy to the best of your ability. The blessing that's already in play, but we usually don't see it until much after things have passed, after, you know, we look back and see it. But with the eye of understanding, celebration, revelation, the Aaron twins for truth and loyalty as you share shame, this could be a very, very transformative thing for you beyond this 2-week period. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As we began, so we end. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, a delegation from all traditions, lineages, and cultures, please. For the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers who are watching this video and who are drawn to this reading. What is the gold hidden within the lead? The light at the end of the tunnel, the hidden blessing, so that they can alchemize the advocate in the eighth celebration, revelation on the inner, Two of Cups on the outer, understanding the Aaron twins of truth, the red-crowned crane of loyalty, and sharing shame. For when they share their deepest pain, they give themselves permission to be. The hidden blessing, the gold within the lead, this full to new, a blessing to shield and safeguard you. Now, first of all, can we just talk about what she's wearing? Okay, can we just talk about what she's wearing? Cool outfit, like I'm in, right? That's like, I don't know if it's the Morrigan. I mean, I see the Ravens. That could be matcha. Forget. I used to know the Celtic meanings of the names way back in the early 2000s. My original clergy training was a bit much. A blessing to shield and safeguard you. Card number 40. What is that? A 45? It's a 45, not a 43. But definitely your color, right? That lovely deep ocean blue, not turquoise at all. Card number 45. Now we do these blessings for real. Every time you bless something, the blessing has to go through your nervous system, right? Your chakras. So you get blessed as you go. The more you bless, the more you have to bless. Oh, this is a heavy duty one. Oh boy. Yeah, no, this is gonna be something else. This one doesn't come up that often, but when it does, I gotta give it full blast, because this is calling in goddesses, Celtic goddesses of the Tuatha De Danann. I have contracts with. It's in my bloodline. Yeah. So, at the end of this blessing, we will do the blessimation and all of that, the summation and the blessing. But then we'll talk about 25 years of drawing the circle productions and Patreon and private sessions and all that if you want to hang out. And it's a good opportunity for me to just have fun at the end, particularly with the new music. I'm digging it. Ready? I'm giving you a chance to get ready. Here we go. Nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons. Transmit. Card number 45. A blessing to shield and safeguard you. A traditional protective blessing from the Carmina Gadelic, a collection of traditional Celtic blessings to entwine the forces of the ancient guardians with the needs of your day. Bringing back to life the sacred ways so that your day returns to magic and takes on the shape of the divine. Shield and safeguard us, valiant Nuada of the White Sword, who subdued the fear-bolg of blood. For the love of a tribe, for pains of Danu's children, hold thy shield over us. Protect us all. Hold thy shield over us. Protect us all. Danu, beloved, Mother of the Shining Ones, shield, O shield us, Lady of Nobleness. And Bridget, the beauteous, shepherdess of the flocks, safeguard thou our animals. Encircle us together. Safeguard thou our animals. Encircle us together. And Ellen, beneficent, benign, governess of the trackways of power. Invoke the star of power upon the path. Guide well thou ourselves. Shield our procession. Guide well thou ourselves. Shield our procession. O Mother, O Maiden, O Crone of Wisdom, be the triad with us day and night, on the Maher plain or on the mountain ridge. Be the triad with us and cloak around us. Be the triad with us and her cloak around us. Blessed be. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be, and so it is, and that is a shadow read. advocate, putting compassion into action. You're going to need some protection to do that, to have the revelation within in this one-on-one, whoever or whatever this may be, so that you can see the larger picture, removing obstacles with understanding via Ganesh and the Aaron twins for truth in this situation, so you can reevaluate your loyalty. Are you trustworthy? Is there lying going on? Is it you? Is it them? Either way, even if it's both, the key through this is sharing shame. Because when you share your deepest pain, give yourself permission to be as you are, even if it's to a lit candle, even if it's in prayer, or if it's to a therapist, a counselor, or a friend, a family member. Just make sure it is understood, your boundaries, that you are shielded and protected, and that this is confidential, so that you can trust again, in truth. So a very, very powerful reading. And honestly, if you really, really need the help, I've been doing spiritual counseling for so long. It is probably my strongest healing art. Divination is fun and lovely, but it's an art. But the healing art of spiritual counseling, I can do. And there is a new video. I changed my prices for the 25th anniversary of Drawing the Circle Productions. I've changed up my prices for the first time in 25 years. And there is a video I made called Booking Private Sessions with Mel. Spiritual counseling, private readings, Zoom, in person, all that stuff is in the video. It's also on my website, drawingthecircle.com. You can see it there, but the video puts it all together. And of course, it talks a bit about the exclusive discount that my patrons on Patreon get. So, if you like, you just sign up. $3 Seeker, not the 7-day trial thing. You do the 7-day trial first, but then, pay the subscription. You get the exact same discount as my patrons on Patreon. The same as the gods, goddesses, all of them get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the significant discount. And I will never turn anybody away because of money. So even if you don't do the Patreon thing, you reach out to me. We'll always find a way. That's my vow, to put compassion into action, because the gods always work it out. And I'm willing to barter if it's something that's worth bartering for. You don't gotta make me lunch. I can get my own lunch. But you never know how the gods will help us to help each other, right? So put your compassion into action. It's a lovely reading, and one that I think your natural instinct is to trust and to heal, but that doesn't mean that you just walk blindly into things either. Really pay attention to what's going behind your eyes on this one. It's a very, very powerful read. May the revelation and understanding of the truth that you need be yours. Wishing you the very, very best and very, very blessed this full to new June 2023. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.